Name that space movie.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I've really thought about something, and it really struck me, and I didn't really ever, I kind of thought it, but George Lucas called Disney white slavers. I'm sort of thinking, did he actually, maybe they did get my evidence, the evidence I had that he took Jedi Knights in the Force from me in 1974. And if they ended up with the evidence, there's a very good chance that they could have blackmailed him into selling Star Wars into them under the threat that they would destroy him, which means that Disney could very well have my evidence in a safe or a locker or a vault somewhere, or in someone's possession. So I'm really seriously thinking that they blackmailed George Lucas. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. But my evidence disappeared either way, and somebody knows where it went. It was in storage, it was put away, along with my brothers had the same kind of document sleeve as mine. Mine was right there with theirs, but theirs are still there and mine's gone. And mine had the evidence, so 2 plus 2, I'm not a big conspiracy theorist, but George Lucas did take something from me and use it, and all of a sudden he sells it to Disney, and then he's calling them names. It just seems like, why was he calling them white slavers? I just had to believe that maybe they did get my evidence, and maybe Disney is blackmailing George Lucas, but they had to pay him to make it look like they weren't blackmailing him, right? They couldn't just blackmail him outright. Yeah, that would be too obvious. Who would believe that George Lucas would just surrender Star Wars over to Disney without something? And it's worth more than $5 billion, of course, because 20th Century Fox made $35 billion from it before they even let George Lucas serve. Is it 25 or 35? I'm sorry, I might be wrong about that. It's either one or the other. But George himself made $5 billion from the sale to Disney. And how much has Disney made from it so far? And yet in all this, I haven't made a single penny. But they took Jedi Knights in the Force from me and used it and never gave me a dime, nobody. George Lucas just made a promise to a 7-year-old kid, and basically he made an oral contract and violated it. And Disney continued the tradition. So Disney, I have no respect for you anymore. I used to love you as a child. I watched all the Disney movies, and I really have no respect at all for Disney anymore. So, anyway, believe what you want, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to post some more pictures up here. But a few things just to make quite evident what was taken from me and when. And they had to have been listening to me because I was telling my brothers the location of it. And they knew. They were the only two who knew. And over the phone. So if they weren't tapping my phone, this Bob Frederick from the FBI, if he wasn't tapping my phone, then answer me, how did they know where it was? How did they get it? How did they take it? There's a lot of documentation that was in that sleeve of mine from my childhood, my immunization book. It looked like a little passport book. There was paperwork, my birth certificate, and other medical records and stuff. So believe what you want, but I'm pretty sure that there's something there, and maybe Disney blackmailed George Lucas, but it's a good chance. Anyway, take care. Have a good evening.